Yeah, man, I am Masiwa once more. 2013, a new beginning of Africa. I just come to talk about the manipulation of the church and what they are doing to the church. Because the church people, the body of the church don't see the manipulation and see the psychology that they're pushing against the church. Because the church get tricked. And most of these leaders that is in the church, which is the pastors, they are compromising with the elites and with what their government is saying and doing. And they don't know that the government is a part of the elite. Because to sit and rule over a certain govern of this earth, you have to be a part of the elite. So our government is taking order from the elite. That's why they're coming against the people so viciously. And they don't care what they do because they have to carry out their agenda and their assignment. The reason why they're taking the church out of the equation of the atmosphere is because these witchcraft people and these witchcraft company, they need the atmosphere. They need the atmosphere to use as a motor vehicle to carry their demonical assignment, to plague the people and kill the people with spiritual assassination. So when we see they pushing the church out of the atmosphere, pushing the church on social media to L church on social media, to keep church on social media. It's a trick. They trick the church. And most of these Christian and leaders, they feel good of themselves going on social media to keep church because they think they can reach a bigger audience. No, you are in a network. When they push you online, you are in a network. You're not evolving with the atmosphere, and you are irrelevant with the atmosphere. You are irrelevant because you are not making no effect by preaching on social media because you are in a network. And remember, spirit is nature. So when you're out in the atmosphere, nature carry your prayer, carry your praise. Remember the Bible said when you send up the praise, the blessing come down. When you're in the network, you can send nothing. You are just in the network. And when you're in the network preaching, there's a lot of disturbance. They freeze it up, they mute the audio, they crack it up. So you're not making no effort, and you're not relevant enough in the spirit because only the people that can afford a smartphone and can afford the internet can see you. The people that is getting plagued within the region of the country who cannot afford a smartphone or internet, they cannot see you, and they're the one who need the blessing. When the church is in the atmosphere, they can walk off the street and just go in the church, ask for prayer. How they gonna do that when they cannot afford a smartphone? So the church get tricked by these elites and your government. Once they take the church out of the atmosphere, they have the atmosphere to carry their witchcraft agenda, to plague, poison, and kill the people. That's why they're killing so much people globally, and they spray in the atmosphere with substance to trigger off our sinuses. If you notice, a lot of people have sinus problem now who did not have sinus problem because when they spray these things in the atmosphere, it take time break down your immune system. So we have to, when we realize that we have to go back to the herbs now and build up your immune system to fight off this sinus this sinus problem. What is not about this is not about sinus problem. It's about the manipulation and the psychology of taking the church out of the atmosphere and putting them on social media to keep church. And they attack the Sunday day church especially because the Sunday day church is the fire. The Sunday day church is the fire, that is pushing that fire in the atmosphere to clean the atmosphere of all condemnation and spiritual elements. But once the elite take control of the atmosphere, they can do anything. Because if they did not push the church online, the church, they would have a problem because the church would in the atmosphere and the church rule over the atmosphere. So the church now have to come back out of this psychology, madness, and take back the atmosphere, take back over the atmosphere, and clean the atmosphere with spiritual force, clean the atmosphere with spiritual knowledge, spiritual force, and put spiritual medicine in the atmosphere so the people can breathe in to be healed and eradicate every condemnation and every, what you would call it now, substance that they spray in the atmosphere that the people was inhaling. So the church have to take back the atmosphere, light the atmosphere with spiritual fire to eradicate the demonical force of the atmosphere. So once the church take back the atmosphere and clean the atmosphere, the people will start to get spiritual medicine. Because we have to vitalize and neutralize. The church have to vitalize the atmosphere to neutralize the spiritual content which they place in the atmosphere to kill God people. So we must know these things. That is a psychology, and our government is a part of the elite. That's why they come in against the Sunday church so wicked and so brute with a brute force. Because look at it, only the Sunday church they give 20% must in church and the time period. And as I said, if you watch this time period, you can these elite work with numbers. So either they're gonna say their number gonna add up to 13 or it's gonna add up to 666, because that is their agenda. So we have to know these things, that the church get tricked, and most of these leaders are compromising with the elite because their money tied up in the bank, and to access their money, they're gonna have to have the vaccine passport. So most of these leaders that you see is gonna influence their congregation to take the vaccine, even when they know that it's the initiative of the mark of the beast, because they read it in Revelation and they have the knowledge of it, and God give them the spiritual wisdom that this is the initiative of the mark of the beast. But because their money tied up in the bank and they have to travel to go abroad to preach and those things, because all of them is about money. Money control their head. So once they cannot get access to their money, they're gonna influence the church to take the vaccine, to get the vaccine passport, because they themselves need the vaccine passport to get access to their money and get access to travel. And they have businesses. Most of these leaders have businesses, and they want to travel, and they want to get access to their money in bank. So they're gonna influence the church, the congregation, to take the vaccine. So they're gonna sell out God people to the beast just for money. So the body of the church have to wake up now and realize that, look here, watch your leader, because now most of them gonna be wolf in sheep clothing. The people that used to preach to you about God and about Satan and about devil, they are the one now gonna turn around and tell you to take this poison or to serve these people, these devilish people, because they want access to their money, they want privilege to travel. So we have to be careful of these people that we call pastor, because they are the one now gonna be wolf in sheep clothing. The Bible have to fulfill. So the body of the church have to be vigilante right now. We have to be severe and scammer and open our eyes on these leaders, because they are the one gonna compromise. And because of respect, we respect these leaders. Most of us will go with them and think they are making the right decision when they are selling the body of the church to the beast because of money. Because what I said, they take the church out of the equation of the atmosphere to use the atmosphere as a motor vehicle to plague and kill the people with spiritual assassination. And when these Christians go online, they go on Zoom, they go on Facebook, they use Twitter, they use WhatsApp, and they think that they're making a difference, or they're reaching a bigger audience. No, you're in a network. Your prayers is not relevant. Your prayers is irrelevant because you're just in a network with some people that know, that want to support you because you're online. So you are just reaching certain amount of people, and sometimes the amount of people that you are reaching is not getting what you are saying because they are freezing it up, they are muting it, they are doing everything to the sermon. So the broadcast is not coming clearly because they are disrupting the signal to break it up. You cannot hear. So it's not affected because you're in a network, and these elite control the network that they push you on. They're treating the people like goat in pen, like sheep. They just herd them up and push them on the network and think that they are making a difference. No, you're getting tricked because they take you out the atmosphere, and the atmosphere is alive. We don't know that the atmosphere is alive, but these people are eyeing witchcraft. They are eye ritualistic powers, so they know the agenda of how to send their plagues through the atmosphere. But the church become vulnerable. They run on social media and they feel happy doing this because most of them use social media as a album, like an album photo shoot. You see them putting up their picture. They are leaders, and they're putting up their picture because they get addicted to this thing. They are addicted, radar addicted, and they get poison, radar poison, cyber. They get a lot of cyber attack, cyber demons, cyber plaguings. So they think that is regular. No, when they push you online, they control what you are doing. They control what you are saying. They control your spirituality. They kill the power of God when they run you on social media. Irrelevant. These church, when they run online, they are irrelevant. They are not making a difference. They're not reaching nobody because these people capture your what you are saying, capture your power in a network. And by the time as you finish church, that's it. They kill it. It's not going nowhere. The atmosphere is alive. The church have to take over back the atmosphere because the atmosphere out there, nature is alive, and nature is what nurture your prayer to be powerful. Nature is what make is because we are naturistic people. So when they take us out of nature, we are irrelevant. We are not making a difference. So that's a little thing I just want to come and say to let the church people know that they're getting tricked. Take back the atmosphere and start to chase these people out of the atmosphere. Take back the atmosphere. Light the atmosphere with spiritual fire to neutralize and vitalize so the people breathe in spiritual medicine. I am E. Masio.